there are only 3 rounds and the finished motif measures about 2 by 2 inches. I start with 6 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I join them into a ring with a slip stitch. Next, I'm going to make a beginning double crochet, but if you are not comfortable making a beginning double crochet, you can substitute it with 3 chains. Next, 2 chains, 1, 2, and into the ring a double crochet. 2 chains, 1, 2, and into the ring a double crochet. And that's how I'm going to crochet this round until I have 8 double crochets worked into the ring and 8 chain 2 spaces in between them. At the end of the round, I join it with a slip stitch into the first double crochet. To start the next round, I make a slip stitch into the next chain 2 space, and I work a beginning double crochet into this chain 2 space. Or you can make 3 chains instead. And now into the same space, I work 3 double crochets, so I will have 4 double crochets in total. Two chains, 1, 2, and into the next chain 2 space, again 4 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 chains, 1, 2, and into the next chain 2 space, 4 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's how I'm going to continue crocheting this round. And at the end of the round, I join with a slip stitch to the first double crochet. I start the next round with a beginning double crochet, and then into each one of these 3 double crochets I work a double crochet. 1, 2, 3. Next, 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and into each one of these 4 double crochets I work a double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next, I'm going to make the corner of the motif. So I make 8 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And into each one of these 4 double crochets, I work a double crochet. Next, 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and into each one of these 4 double crochets, I work a double crochet. And now I make the corner again, so 8 chains for the corner. And again, just a double crochet into each one of these 4 double crochets. And that's how I will finish the rest of the motif. So on the sides it's 3 chains over here, but on the corners it's 8 chains. And after I made the last 8 chains of the last corner, I simply join with a slip stitch to the first double crochet. And then I can fasten off, hide the yarn tail, and this is how this lacy motif is worked. And here is how I'm going to connect the motifs together. Here I'm ready to make the first corner, so I make 4 chains instead of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I will be connecting this corner to this corner right here. So what I do is I simply pass this chain into this loop like this. And then I make the other 4 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I continue crocheting this side, following the same instructions as before. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Next, I'm supposed to have 3 chains, but I make 1, and I'm going to connect to the space over here. So into this corresponding chain 3 space, I make a single crochet. Then I make 1 chain and I go back to this unfinished motif and I continue working on it. So here I'm supposed to have 4 double crochets, but I only made 3. So that's a mistake, and to compensate for it into this middle stitch, I'm going to make 2 double crochets because I don't want to unravel the motif and redo it. Okay, so next is the corner. So I make 4 chains, and this corner I'm going to connect over here where I already had 2 corners connected. So over here I pass the hook through, I grab this loop and I pass it through like this, and then 4 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, and go back to the unfinished motif and finish it as before. So let's take a look over here. Here I'm using single crochets, but over here on the corners I'm simply passing the loop through, and that way I won't have lots of bulky stitches here, but all the chains are gonna be connected in a beautiful, neat way. And now I can just finish this motif, and in the same way I will join the next one.